It's time to bring in Michelle Malkin, who's live for us in Colorado Springs. And good morning to you, Michelle.
Good morning, Gretchen.
Of course, the author of Culture of Corruption, an apt title, potentially, as we talk now about the Solyndra scandal. What are your thoughts about this?
Yes, well, Culture of Corruption was rather prophetic, and I really should be doing volume 3 or 4 by now. Solyndra is the mother of all big green boondoggles, and it does go straight to the White House. What you see in these emails and in the information that was brought to light at the House hearing yesterday was White House officials breathing down the necks with their boots on the necks of OMB officials and the federal folks who are in charge of assessing the creditworthiness of Solyndra. And they were motivated not by any interest in actual due diligence, but by the photo opportunities that they had scheduled for Solyndra to put Barack Obama in front as some sort of green jobs innovator. And I think one of the big problems here is that this is the tip of the green iceberg. And my column lays out this week that there are so many of these deals that need the same kind of scrutiny. The $5 billion weatherization program that was part of the stimulus, for example, even some mainstream news outlets have pointed out that we're talking about 6 figures per job. None of these have come to fruition the way that they had been predicted by the White House. And there's all sorts of fraud going on at a time when it seems clear to me that the White House was responsible, and Carol Browner in particular, whose name came up many times during the hearing, for lowering these standards to make sure that taxpayers were protected.
Yeah, I read your column, and it's great. There's so many little nuggets about what is going on. You got to check it out. And as you said at the end, it must be a big scandal if the mainstream media is actually covering it these days.
Hey, Brian Ross with ABC was on with Bill O'Reilly last night talking about it.
Hey, let's also talk a little bit about this. The president was on his road show trying to push his American Jobs Act, and he's been holding up that thing with the paperclip and whatnot. And as it turns out, apparently, you know, it's kind of like copywriting a product or work of some kind, because that name, American Jobs Act, until yesterday, belonged to Barack Obama. Who's got it today?
Congressman Louis Gohmert, the Republican from Texas. It was a great little maneuver yesterday on Capitol Hill, and more than plenty of us had a chuckle about it. But actually, there's a serious point, and that is the fact that while President Obama has been scheduling all of these bus tours and on the lecture circuit, sermonizing to Republicans that they're not doing enough and not doing it fast enough, it was his delay, and it was their inability to find anyone who would actually sponsor and carry the bill that caused him to lose the name in the first place.
So he's going to have to call it something else, right? The president.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oops. You know, one thing about the president and the administration anyway, they don't relish criticism, and they don't have the thickest skin. We know they've had an offensive capability when it comes to those who criticize them. Now we understand they have a website, attackwatch.com, but this is kind of boomeranged on them, Michelle.
No, it's completely blown up in their faces, and this is the thing I love about the internet, because back in 2008, the Obama campaign had claimed this mantle as the tech-savvy geniuses. And what's happened is that conservatives on Twitter and on YouTube and all the social networks have been able to strike back, and humor is always the best revenge. There was a couple of young guys, Ezra Doulis and Brandon Morse from Misfit Politics, who immediately responded to this Attack Watch Snitch Brigade with one of the best YouTube videos I have seen in so long. You have to watch it. I put it up on my website. It's all over now, where they just mocked the self-seriousness of these Attack Watch. It's become the new Wazza up. It's great. But there is a serious point here. By my count, this is the 4th snitch brigade that the Obama campaign and White House have launched. They use taxpayer money to do the same kind of thing, to police critics of Obamacare. And what this really is about is some sort of intimidation campaign against their opponents, and it's not working anymore.
So basically what's happened is that people are supposed to go to that website, attackwatch.com, and put in their if they think that something bad is happening to the administration or people are telling lies about them. But what's actually happened is what you're pointing out is that people have done just the opposite, and that's getting more press.
Yeah.
I'm turning you in.
Laughing stock of the internet is how the Washington Post put it.
Michelle, you have never been hesitant to criticize the administration, but when you have someone like James Carville coming out this morning and tells the administration, quote, it's time to panic, you know things are a little uneasy once he says he should fire a whole bunch of people. Michelle Malkin.
Yeah, report him to Attack Watch.
Yeah, he's going to be on there now.
Thanks, Michelle.
You bet.
Check out her website, michellemalkin.com.